You're in my world now. Welcome. So, basically, I'm just gonna cover a couple of things real quick before I go off and do stuff. And I've also gathered a bunch of resources out of that cave and extended that out more and gathered more wood, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. But I'm wondering just how many people realized that this is in the direct path. Oops. There we go. Of this. And at first I was just gonna raise that up some and divert it around, but this is the height, the depth rather, to avoid dealing with issues out in the ocean for however far back I decide I want to go with that. So I'm just going to take this one and drop it down even more and then dig the tunnel out. I'm thinking of dropping it down by 2, 3, 4, 5 more just for the boat path. There's going to be like a elevated walking path above it, and then the redstone is going to be even lower than that. And then when I need a boat, boom, gets sent right up top, which is where some tricky redstone is going to come into play. In fact, kind of one of the big things to wonder is where I'm going to put that call button up here. Given that the water path is going to flow right through here, you know, I wonder if I was no, I did originally have it, but I could easily just do signs here and here, and that'll keep the water at bay. Boom. And I'm going to do a door that is going to basically launch me, but not bring up another boat. I really got to stop doing that. Okay, so basically, yeah, boat comes up, gets in line, but I need a signal for the boat to come up. Given how everything is, there's not that much room here. That's only one thick. It's becoming night. Okay, so if I want to do this well, I could do a boat call button there. But then I'd have exposed redstone outside the building. Unless I do the boat call button here. Yeah, boat call button off of this block. Okay, that is where I'm going to have to figure out how to do that, which I think I know how. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. In the meantime, I have some more digging to do, which is good because I used up a good bit of cobblestone getting that thing extended further out. But the problem is I'm going to need cobblestone for this because I'm going to use cobblestone to mark where the water is. I'm going to use planks for the redstone because I don't anticipate anything fiery down there at all. There better not be. And yeah, between episodes I've done quite a bit of stuff. This chest that was almost full of pork chops, I filled it back up to about there. Also smelted a... Well, here, let me show you. Gathered some coal, smelted a bunch of iron and gold. I'm down to 37 diamonds. And I've gathered a bunch of resources in the caves below, as well as did some branch mining. And I can hear caves that I can't get to, but that is neither here nor there. In any case, I need to do some more digging. And this diamond pick is just about war, so we're going to incorporate the use of this one. Now, I will see you when I get this digging done. Oh yeah, and I changed this around a little bit. 30 more iron, a ton more cobblestone. We got some dirt and some gravel, a little bit of flint, yada yada yada. all from digging this out. So first, let's just head on down here, and this is the new pickaxe, by the way. Yeah, so much for it being new. So basically, this is going to be upper floor redstone access, which I might widen. Theoretically, I won't have room, actually, at which point I'll fix it, but this is also going to be the tunnel that the boats drop in, sploosh, and just wind their way and go this way. And the idea for that is, well, this continuing down will be the lower redstone section. This is the mid-level where the boats are stored. Every torch is where there's going to be a door holding a boat. 12 holding sections in total. That torch and the last torch down there are exceptions. That's just for lighting purposes. Basically, and yeah, that's not even, that all that cobblestone isn't even including what I patched in, and I haven't even done that yet. Granted, some of it's already basically done. This, right, let's see if I can get it. Here. Yep, this right here is where that other one is going to come in and drop the boats off. And then they're going to go into the system. However, I don't want the system to overfill, so I'm going to have some kind of delay system so that the boats, I guess, pile up. They may end up breaking if there are too many. That's fine. I actually only plan to fill this to about 7 or 8 boats. It's a 12 boat system. And then extras can come in as they need. But I figure more often than not, I'll head out that way. Out that way, I'm building this system above ground. I'm not digging out another section to do this. And right here is where the boats are going to get sent on up through a solid water stream. The trick to that is, quite frankly, I'm going to have to do some sort of trick, and maybe I can force the water to think a block update or something, and I might have to dig into the wall. No, I don't, because if I'm submerged, I dig slower. So I might need to pre-anticipate where I'm going to need air pockets as I fix this thing down, because otherwise I will drown. That is for sure. But if I could climb this ladder. Oh, well, I guess I didn't need to. While digging this out, over on this side, we ran into a very small cave here, which I've already looted of resources. And then we ran into a not very small cave here, which I've already lit up thoroughly. I need to go back and get the resources next. Basically, yeah. This is the kind of cave networks of the alpha. And it's kind of a smallish one. It's got plenty of resources, so I'm going to grab those as well, in addition to everything else I've already snagged. Although I might come back with, well, I might use this diamond pickaxe just to finish it off. It's kind of ridiculous. And I'm also very tempted to collapse in, if I can find the one sample. There. I'm very tempted to collapse in stuff like that. But you know, this being open right here might be helpful to start digging out the redstone room, which I don't quite know the depth I need to make it, or the width. So goodbye at least one more diamond pickaxe, and then I might just use iron to kind of finish it off. So until I go branch mining and actually start finding more than just 3 diamonds. Yeah. Well, at least we got it dug out. Now, I'm going to dig the next section out, but I don't want to do that this week. Well, I will, but I mean this week before this episode is due out. And that's basically where that's going to go. I think I overshot it. So easy to get disoriented there. Just curious. Okay, that is where it's at. Cool. Like I said, I was curious. Boom, boom. So any sort of redstoning I have in mind has to completely avoid that. And given that the corner is there, the first point that I am going to allow myself to expand the width of this thing is right here. Okay, so I'm going to need to tear out this dirt, which means I'm going to need another shovel for all the dirt and gravel I know I'm going to deal with, and this needs to go back. So that's more digging up here. I have to dig out the main redstone section and then figure out how to connect it all together and figure my way out of my own kind of labyrinth of this mess. I could very well just put a door here for access into this section, and I think I might, just so that I have a way in and something at the end to get out. But yeah, that's enough of that. Let's actually take this very slow ladder up. I left as the sun was still rising, and it is past noon. It was about there when I finally reached this end, and I'm still not all the way there. Obviously, because I'm not going to build it over water. So, basically what I'm going to do is hopefully I grabbed enough cobblestone, which is most of my supply, that I can get to my location, and following that, I can actually show you the location this episode, and this still has to be constructed almost entirely. My first focus is getting this to where it needs to be, and that was quite a hike. I predicted if I leave at just before the crack of dawn and walk the whole stretch back, it will take me the full day just to get there. Whereas once I get the Eats Road up and running, it'll be a breeze. But first of all, we've got to get to the location. So I'm going to cut, and we'll be back whenever I get to the end of this, which is hopefully where I'm building my base. Well, I kind of ran out of cobblestone. We passed some interesting formations over there, but they're actually not that great. I got that there, and I think that's it. But I'm not sure. So, I think the best way is to... Okay. If I put it there, yep. This will be my access back up here. I don't have all night to do this. There we go. So that's my access to get back up there. Let me just make sure I'm not... Okay. Just a couple of saplings. No biggie. So basically, I think I finally found it. Right over here. I need to double check to be sure, because I don't want to assume this is it and it's not. Also, do you realize that between the original terrain and out here, we have something going on that we didn't over there? Yeah, pretty big trees. They weren't in. I actually need to look and see which version specifically they were introduced in. But they certainly weren't around in the very, very beginning. And believe me, this isn't the actual perfect terrain that I found. It was my first candidate that I almost stuck with. The what I want is further out, but with the with there being an ocean monument, it's like, no, I can't. It must be something like this. Yes, this is it. This is very it. This is definitely very it. Oh man, look at this terrain. The stuff I could do over here. We got the cave there. We got some dark spots. I need to light them up. Hey, pig. I ain't worried about you right now. I am worried about these dark spots. Because the last thing I want will be for hostile mobs to spawn out here when I haven't even had a chance to properly set up. We'll throw one here, one here. I'm not completely going to worry about it, but you can see why I picked this terrain, why I almost went with it to begin with. I wanted something further out, but by the time I found something else, it was as far as I was willing to put up with. It's going to be night soon. I need to get back over to that, to my bridge. Oh yeah, and the train kind of evens out back here, which is fine. My main base is going to be in this area. And who? I just heard a skeleton. Well, got lucky I didn't take fall damage there. Okay, so my plan is to actually bring that out just a little bit further. And then when I do, this area here, I'm going to kind of flatten out a little bit. And this is going to be my patron hall in front of my base. Ooh, there's the nighttime setting in. I got to get back to that and get to safety. Man, I knew it was going to be a risk going over there, but I think it's a risk well worth it. I verified that's the spot that I picked. And like I said, I found something better on my run to see how far out it would be going to find something, and there we go. Yeah, it was way, way further out. And as much, yeah, you can see ocean from here. As much as I want to continue, it's just not feasible. Not with ocean monuments in 1.8, I believe it was, going to eventually take over and wreck things. I think, am I safer up here, or should I go ahead and take the risk of hiking back? We already have mobs spawning everywhere, and I'm actually really close to the ground, so they would be able to see me, and I have no blocks on me. Picked up 14 saplings while I was down there. Alright, well, I think we finally found our spot, so my next course of action is to return, and I'm going to probably do that double check thing that the way I originally found it, just to make sure that I didn't overlook it somehow. But yeah, seeing as how we are in the middle of a hill close to the ground, mob spawning, I gotta keep an eye out. I will see y'all back at spawn base. Okay, so what I did was I loaded this world up in a different save on Peaceful and just explored out to see what kind of terrain was coming up even further out. Why is it that good terrain's always gotta have an ocean monument in the future updates? But I've also learned something. I can control that ocean monument whether it appears or not. Water in the area would still generate the guardians, but I could make it so the ocean monument itself does not spawn, as long as I spend enough time in the chunks in the future. So, twice the length we've already gone out. I'm still going to build the patron monument right about at the end of where we've gotten to, but twice the full length from here to there, going further out, about 5,000 blocks total, is where we're going to have our base set up. It You wouldn't believe the epic terrain that's out there. Unfortunately, it's going to take a little bit longer to get this out there than I would have originally liked, but that's okay-ish, because next season we're going to focus on the patron monument, and this will be out to the patron monument. But beyond that, I'm going to, between other seasons, get this finished completely out towards the new base. And the new base will begin in beta. So we'll have the nether that we can use as a quick shortcut. And we'll have the Eats Road, and we'll have all sorts of stuff. So there's lots coming up. Getting this done this season is the next big thing. And I've got more than just this planned still, so don't fret. But it just means that we're not going to actually work on our main base for at least another season. Which is fine, because we can work on that thing that season on until I have bigger plans. And that's going to be some time. And we actually can work on other stuff in the meantime as well. So I have big, big plans for the future. Like all sorts of future big plans. And I also, in testing the whole thing in the other world, had my pickaxe on me. And I shouldn't have let the last one break. But if I deposit it now, it's going to have a lot more durability when they increase the durability of the pickaxes. I just was thinking that I was going to switch over to using iron pickaxes, which I believe I will. See, the next thing that I need to work on, I could actually put one of those buckets up now. The next thing that I'm going to work on between this episode and the next is, let's see, where the saplings. It's basically the whole digging out the area where we're going to do the redstone. So the next episode, expect there to be some redstoning done. Yes, finally getting to the redstone. I've been wanting to do a big redstone project for I don't know how long. And I'm going to have to basically figure some of this stuff out on my own. I have videos and such to look at as a guide, but it's still going to be a lot of on my own trying to figure it out kind of thing. Thank y'all for watching. Check the description below, and God bless.